Vaughn really tell you that Melly told him that he was two friends?
He ain't come out and say, like, we got into an argument.
Judge Fiend recently said that YNW Melly should be released before his trial begins. On Friday, March 28th, Melly's lawyer, Raven Liberty, filed a second request for pretrial release with the Broward County Clerk. The request was 9 pages long and explained that Melly has faced long delays, unfair treatment, and very bad jail conditions. Most importantly, there is no clear proof that he is guilty. Because of this, his lawyer is asking for his release with fair conditions to make sure he attends his trial. Melly's lawyers also said that in Florida, people can be released before trial in serious cases unless the state proves that the person is clearly guilty. They believe that the prosecutors failed to do this in the first trial, which ended in a mistrial. However, the prosecutors did not agree. They said that Melly should stay in jail. They brought up new claims, including a statement from someone who used to be close to Melly. This person, who is said to be a member of a group called Rogo Block, told prosecutors that Melly's reason for the crime was money. He claimed that Melly did not want to share his earnings with the other YNW members. Melly told King Von something that was supposed to stay a secret. But sadly, before Von passed away, he shared it with members of the O Block group. YNW was a registered business. Melly and Bortland made money by performing at concerts, selling merchandise, and doing promotions. However, Sackchaser and Juvie wanted a share of the money, even though they did not do any work for it. If you know about King Von's past and how he handled problems, you can imagine what kind of advice he gave to Melly. Things became more serious when investigators found evidence on Melly's phone. Just hours after the crime, he sent a message that made it seem like he was admitting to it. A person named PC Gambino asked if he was okay, and Melly replied, "I did that." He even added a smiley face emoji. Later, at 4:02 p.m. on October 26, 2018, a message from YNW Melly's account said, "What?" After that, the conversation ended. That was not the only thing police found. They also discovered a saved video on Melly's phone from someone's Facebook Live. The video was recorded just 6 hours after the crime, showing how Melly and Bortland reacted. Melly did not look sad or worried at all. Instead, he was smiling and full of energy. He said, "Still turned, no matter what happened." He was acting happy, as if nothing serious had taken place, even though 2 of his closest friends had just lost their lives. The lead prosecutor then talked about the physical evidence. One of the most important witnesses was Sergeant Williams, who testified during the trial. He explained that the crime scene did not match a drive-by shooting. The way the bullets were found inside the car told a different story. 3 bullets were fired from the back seat behind the driver's side, where Christopher Thomas was sitting. This showed that the attack did not happen from outside the car. It happened inside. Sergeant Williams explained further, saying, "My determination was that this was not a drive-by. The bullets were fired from a stationary position. Almost all of them went in the same direction, except for one that showed slight movement." His statement made it clear that the shooting must have taken place inside the vehicle. During the trial, Juvie's mother also took the stand. She confirmed who was sitting where in the car, adding more evidence to the case against Melly. Melly's lawyer then spoke to the new judge, Judge Fiend, to explain why Melly should be released. He said that in the first trial, no gun was ever found. He explained, "The most important thing is that no gun was found, so I do not know what kind of gun was used. Because of this, I cannot do any tests to check anything." The lawyer also showed GPS evidence to prove that when the shooting happened, Melly was running down the street. This matched what Melly had said before, that someone had shot at the car and was trying to hurt them. A recording was played where Melly's friend talked about what happened. The friend said, "I asked him if he was fine and where he was. He told me, there is a car coming behind me. I am hiding. Then he said, I think they are still here or something. So I asked him again, are you fine? And he said, yes, I am fine." The friend also asked about Zach and Yubi, and Melly answered, "I do not know." I think they are still in the car. The judge took his time to read the new evidence. After looking at everything, he made a big decision. He allowed Melly's ex-girlfriend to be free. Soon after, a tweet became very popular. It shared the judge's words, "Melly has been in jail for many years without a conviction. This is not right. He should get a chance for bond until the trial starts." As Melly's ex-girlfriend, Mariah, was released from jail, she took a moment to express her gratitude. On February 9th, she shared a heartfelt message on social media, thanking her family and friends for their unwavering support. In her post, she wrote, "And to my village, thank you. I love you all so much. This is God's plan, not mine." Her words were a reflection of her deep appreciation for those who stood by her side during a tough time. However, despite her gratitude, reports suggest that Mariah was not happy with the way the media portrayed her situation. A local news station reported that Mariah Hamilton was spending her first day at Broward County Jail, a place she had never been before. The news station noted that, up until that point, Mariah had no prior arrest record. This part of the report seemed to paint a different picture of Mariah than the one she was used to. Mariah, who had always tried to stay away from trouble, now found herself in the spotlight for reasons she did not anticipate. The events leading up to her arrest were shocking. On the day she was detained, U.S. Border Patrol agents arrested her at Miami International Airport after she arrived on an international flight. Court records later revealed that Mariah had been instructed to testify in DeMond's first trial in 2023, which was a significant turning point. However, the arrest was not only surprising for Mariah, but also for those around her, including Melly. In a twist of fate, her situation ended up benefiting Melly in an unexpected way. Despite Mariah's arrest, Melly was faced with a difficult decision that could impact the course of his trial. Reports stated that he had to choose which lawyers would defend him moving forward. This was a crucial moment for Melly, especially after spending an incredibly long time in jail, 2,159 days, to be exact. The news of Mariah's arrest left Melly and those close to him feeling surprised and uncertain about what might come next. Melly's legal situation had been complicated for a long time, and Mariah's involvement in the case had added another layer of complexity. Although Mariah's arrest was a setback for her, it created a chain of events that ultimately shifted the focus back onto Melly's legal battle. The uncertainty surrounding the case and Mariah's testimony added pressure to the situation, forcing Melly to confront the reality of his defense options. With each passing day, the legal team surrounding Melly had to adjust their strategies, knowing that the stakes were higher than ever. Mariah's release and the complications surrounding her involvement in the case only made the path to Melly's defense more difficult. Now, Melly was not just facing charges related to his own actions, but also dealing with the consequences of the people around him and their decisions. As the legal battles continued, it became clear that Melly's journey was far from over. The situation had left many people in a state of shock and disbelief as events unfolded in ways no one had predicted. Melly now faced a critical moment in his case, with his future uncertain and the choices he made going forward holding significant weight.
Can you state your name, your full legal name for the jury?
Leon Cruz.
Okay. And are you related to one of the victims in this case?
The judge could not believe that Melly had been sitting in jail for so long. He told the prosecutors directly, "Give me your final reason for why he should not be free by tomorrow, or I will release him on bond." This is when the prosecutors made a huge mistake. They pushed Portland to testify against Melly. Now, they want to try both of them together for one main reason: it is easier for the state. Instead of having to hold many trials, they can do it all at once. This also gives them a better chance to get both of them to blame each other during the trial. For the defense, it is better to try them separately. That way, they can make the other one look guilty. This is what is happening, but I do not think the trials should automatically be separated. The state is asking for the death penalty for Melly, but only the penalty phase of the trial would be different, not the guilt phase. The guilt phase is the same for both of them. They are both facing serious charges. The only difference is that they are asking for the death penalty for Melly, but not for Portland. This only matters if Melly is found guilty. If Bortland knows he did not commit such a serious crime, he is not going to want to spend his life in prison, so it is likely he will blame Melly. What you might not know is that Melly's lawyer already tried to shift the blame onto Bortland in the first trial. He made up lies, like saying Cortland Henry, was at Memorial Hospital. But what you will actually find is that Bortland was sitting in the driver's seat of a car full of bullets, with 2 bodies inside. And when he shows up at the scene, he has changed his clothes. There was gunpowder residue on Bortland's hands, which proved that he had fired a weapon. He lied about where the incident happened, how it happened, and even about not having a phone. I think it was Miss Bradley who said that everyone has a phone in their pocket, not Cortland Henry. This shows that Bortland has been lying to the authorities from the beginning. He is the one with the gunpowder on his hands and the one who was with Juvie and Sackchaser when they passed away. A forensic expert even explained the gunpowder residue on Bortland's hands. The report showed that his right hand had 2 particles of gunshot residue and his left hand had 1. This means that there was residue on his hands. Bortland did not like this at all. That is why, when Melly's mistrial was granted, a report came out showing that Bortland posted a strange message on the same day. Melly's mistrial was declared, and soon after, he posted a tweet saying, "Mind games do not work on people like me," along with a handshake emoji, almost as if he was agreeing to some kind of deal. But this is just the start of Melly's problems. Did you hear that Melly's mom made headlines when she started a fan account while he is in trial? She was even featured in an interview where she explained why she did it and how much money she made. When she was asked why she decided to break the internet, she said, "I am YNW Melly's mom, and I am about to hit fans. Why not make money while I sleep? I just turned 40, so why not do something crazy?" When she was asked how much she made on the first day, she said, "It was pretty epic." She added, "Maybe around $40,000 to $50,000 on day 1. This shocked everyone and took the internet by storm. Even DJ academics reacted to it, saying, "YNW Melly's mom announced that she is starting to own, and honestly, I do not understand why she is doing this. Her son is fighting for his life." There are certain mothers in hip-hop, and you could name a few, who seem to want to be stars just like their sons. Blueface's mom is one example. The situation with Melly's mom is confusing because, while her son is facing serious charges, she seems to be focused more on making a name for herself. I always found Melly's situation interesting, but I never thought his mother would be doing this. If you are wondering if she is doing it for money, it really cannot be about money. DJ Academics says it is not about money, but social media seems to think otherwise. In a No Jumper interview from 2 years ago, Adam V. Slime and Jamie King spoke with Melly's mother. Adam joked, saying he imagines Melly must have spent a lot of money on lawyers, to which she laughed. V. Slime then pointed out that Melly wasted money on things he should not have bought, like cars and jewelry. He said, "I would assume he spent a lot of money on lawyers, but he also spent money on things he should not have bought, like cars and jewelry. And he is not even here to wear the jewelry. Why buy jewelry if you cannot even wear it?" Jamie King added, "No, definitely, lawyers are probably the best thing you can spend money on." But B. Slime replied, "He is good with lawyers. Money is not an issue for lawyers. It is just that there was a lot of money that should have gone to lawyers that did not." It seems like, even though Melly could afford good lawyers, he made some poor choices with his money. Starting a fan account could be a way for Melly's mother to distract herself from the trial. We saw during the first trial that Melly had to ask her several times if she was okay, and she seemed to be struggling emotionally.
Here, and you can try them together. It is to the benefit of the state to try them together. It's just more efficient. You don't have to do things again.
But there is more bad news for Melly. His financial problems are going to get worse. Disturbing evidence was found in Mariah's iCloud account, showing that Melly allegedly forced her not to testify, which is called witness tampering. This could lead to a life sentence in prison, no matter if Melly was involved in the deaths of Sackchaser and Juvie. 6 new charges have been filed against Melly and 2 others. These charges include tampering with a witness, directing criminal activities, conspiracy to commit tampering, and the unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Some of these charges could lead to a life sentence if they are proven true. The witness tampering case is separate from the charges related to Sackchaser and Juvie, meaning Melly will need even more lawyers. The investigation into Mariah started after people in Melly's hometown began talking about her involvement. After Juvie's father found out what was happening, he decided to do his own investigation. He talked to people from all parts of town and discovered the secret code words Melly used to stop Mariah from testifying. Melly wasn't allowed to use a phone, but he found other ways to communicate. He would pass notes to people, and then those people would make calls to others. They would say things to Mariah's mother to try to stop her from letting Mariah testify. They used strange code words like Rihanna and ASAP Rocky's baby mom. If Melly is found guilty of tampering with a witness, he could be sentenced to life in prison just for that charge. Melly has not been allowed to use a phone for several months. Things got so bad that Melly's mother, Jamie King, did an interview where she talked about how the jail has not let Melly use a phone or even look at his mail. She said, "My son has not been convicted of anything." Even other people who have been convicted have the right to use a phone and write letters to their loved ones. But they take his mail, and they don't give it to him. If the evidence proves that Melly used the jail phone for witness tampering, it makes sense why he has been kept from using a phone. The jail must have solid proof to stop him, because they would not stop him without a good reason. Jamie King talked about how heartbreaking it is to see her son treated this way. She said, "It is heartbreaking. It makes me feel completely helpless." The Broward Sheriff's Office really needs to be investigated. They make up their own rules. We tried going to court about how they are treating him, but the judge does not have control over the jail. The jail just does what it wants. It's not fair, and they need to answer to someone too. This situation got a lot of attention in the media, especially from people in the industry. Charleston White responded, saying that Melly should not get any special treatment. He said, "When you take someone's life, you do not have the right to complain about being mistreated." This caught the attention of Boozy, who spoke about the stress Melly's mother has been dealing with. He said, "I met his mom while he was in jail, and she is a real person. I heard she's been going through a lot. She's a good woman, and I felt for her. When I see a mother like that, it reminds me of what my own mom went through."